What is the next sacrifice?
Ah, yeah. Yeah, Chico.
Do you plan to kill this one too? Have you started planning to kill my child?
So guys, in this video I'll be giving you the release dates of the season 3 and 4. Let's actually take a deep dive on the theories, drop a comment on how you feel about it. Nyejuko happens to actually be the lovely girl that living a life, but the unfortunate circumstance actually happened when she was actually being hit by her stepmom and her friend inside their car. And she actually kept it definitely from her husband that she was actually the one that did all that. We lost Nyejuko to the scene, and ever since then, that has actually been a mission to actually take a revenge on people that seem to actually be in connection of a person. But the most person that actually felt it was her grandma, because her grandma actually likes her a lot, and she actually sees Nyechuku as her dear sister and her daughter as well. Now, Nyechuku's dad, which happens to be Akajiofo, is actually on the quest to make ends meet by all means, and that's actually resulted him in going to consult an elderly man that seems to want to put him through and all that. But everything comes with his tax, everything comes with his request. And the request is that, his kids must actually go for whatever he wants. He seemed to actually, oblige with it, and he went on with it. But along the line, he seemed not to actually want to continue it because he doesn't want to lose all his kids to actually, maintain his wealth. The wife was actually asking him that was actually wrong with her daughter, and he just seemed to actually not, want to say anything concerning it because he doesn't want to do as if he actually knows everything that's actually happening to him. Now, on the other end is actually the grandma. The grandma is actually concerned about what happens to Nyechuku because Nyechuku gives appearance to her and all that. And ever since the last time she actually saw Nyechuku, she never set her eyes on her again. They only get to see in a dream. And whenever she appears to the grandma in the dream, the grandma tends to wake up and start looking for her. The Iyechuku girl, has actually been appearing to the grandma up to the extent where, the grandma actually got more older and, she couldn't see again. And Iyechuku happens to actually be the girl that could have been there to take care of the grandma, take care all about. And, when she's not there, the grandma have been living her life alone, struggling because she can't actually see much. And that's actually been the problem of the grandma. Akajiofo, on the other hand, has been enjoying the money, but the time actually came when they actually gave him a new tax that is actually different from the initial one that they actually told him to bring. They gave him a new tax that he should actually bring another kid again, and it just seems to actually flare up that he doesn't want to have anything to do with the man again. The man now actually said he's going to actually deal with him if he doesn't follow the request that actually they told him to actually bring. I believe he was actually introduced to this man by his friend when he actually consulted his friend that he wants to, you know, be like him and have both like him. And the friends have actually be facing his own consequences on the other end. And Akajiofo doesn't actually want to, face the consequences as his friend. So he's telling the consultant that he actually went to meet, which happens to be the priest, that nothing can actually happen to him and he's not going to go by it. Akajiofo is actually a family man. He doesn't want to stay far away from his kids because the wife actually felt that these bad things that actually happening to them should actually stop at the first one and shouldn't happen to the second one again. And she actually decided to actually start living alone, and she took her kids away to stay away from Akajiofo. Akajiofo decided to visit the wife that, see, he can't actually stay away from the kids and he wants to actually stay around his kids. But the wife actually said that does he want the thing that's actually happening to the older ones to actually happen to the rest of them, that she can't actually put her kids down for the unforeseen circumstances to keep happenings to them and all that, and that's the reason why she actually took her kids away. Nyechuku has actually started the mission on taking revenge on everybody that seems to be in connection of a person, and one of them happens to actually be a stepmom's friend, which was actually in the car the day when the incident actually happened. And ever since then, she has actually been on a mission to take consequences and revenge on the stepmom and her kids. So she keep appearing to all of them also. She appears to her stepmom at the balcony everywhere and every here and there. And she also appears to her stepsisters at night most of the time. And all this one actually, shouts because they actually feel that they shouldn't be saying such a thing and all that. Let's see how it goes and how it actually unfolds, because I want to see, how she, handles the whole issue, and if at all the stepmom is going to actually, say the truth about she being directly involved in the whole situation of Inechuku's going. So this was the reason why she decided to leave. A birthday was being celebrated to one of these ladies that happens to actually be Akajofor's daughter. The birthday was actually going on. They brought cake. They were singing the happy birthday, and all of a sudden, the problem actually started with the kid, and boom, that was how they lost that kid. Now, and that's the reason why she actually felt that she can't actually continue with such a relationship where she loses most of the children she actually had with him. Then she backed out. And also, she was actually seeing Inechuku every now and then in the house. So let's see how it goes though, and what seems to be the consequences of Ajakajofor's doings, because he has actually putting himself into it, and it's hard for him to option out. And one of to keep you want to keep enjoying his money while he stops visiting the priest. But let's see how it goes and what it turns out to be. And when it comes to the season 3 and 4, it's going to be dropping on Monday definitely. So thank you for tuning in, and stay out of problems, stay out of trouble, be yourself, and enjoy your day every time. Peace and love. You can actually check my breakdown on the previous one also. It's actually lovely and good to see.